We gardeners and horticulturists tend to think that gardens are all about plants, but really they're not. Gardens are about people. Now just bear with me for a moment. These gorgeous plants here are a native orchid, occurs, or Dendrobium kingianum if you're into botanic names, grows from about the Hunter region in New South Wales right through to Rockhampton. And they grow on rocks, on cliffs and so on, where you'd think nothing could grow, and they do. This is the white form of them. You can get all sorts of colours, but the story of them is what matters to me. Years and years and years ago, I was growing a few of these and they grew so well. We had a dear friend called Louise, and I gave some to her to grow in pots because they're great pot plants. And the years ticked by and she filled one pot and then another big pot and all the rest of it. And she had a lovely collection of them. And she became ill, and when she became ill she said to me, look, I feel bad, I don't know I can maintain them anymore, please take them back and enjoy them yourself, which I decided to do. Now subsequently Louise has passed away. But when I got the plants I put them in right through here, and now you can see they cut right around the base of this cliff and around the corner there. They're all from Louise's plants that she grew. And every time that I walk past this area of the garden, I think of Louise. And to me, that's more important than just having a bloody orchid on a rock. It's the association. And we actually looked at a similar garden to this quite some years ago on Burke's backyard.
Millions of people from all over the world would argue that this is the best garden in the world. And you're probably wondering, what? This is one of those gardens full of memories and nostalgia. It's a garden made up of gifts of cuttings or plants from friends and relatives. There are so many people that have these keepsake gardens. It's mostly women that do it, and perhaps that makes you realise that us men have a little bit of growing to do. But I believe a garden like this is indeed the greatest garden in the world. What effect does the garden have on you?
Well, just about everything in it that came from a friend or from a memory, I think about those people or those friends when I look at it.
What memories does this plant bring back?
This was in my first house in Forestville. We moved there in 1972, and it was in the garden, and we just couldn't leave it behind. This came from a friend in Clara, Lolo and Rudy. These geraniums came from Beryl, my dear neighbour from Forestville, and she gave us a cutting.
So people that are growing plants from cuttings, what would you say?
I'd say grow them, and when they're successful, give a few cuttings to your friends or your neighbours. I think when you look around the garden, you sometimes don't remember the name of the plant, but you remember the people.